Can we make sure it records this time?
That was only one time that happened out of 20 episodes.
What's the ratio on that? Let's do the percentage.
That percentage is pretty good.
20 episodes, we fucked up one.
One. All right, see, it's recording now.
90%.
90%?
95, I think. I think that's pretty good.
Only 10% fucking up?
Yeah, not that bad.
All right. Rolling.
Oh, we're rolling.
Yeah,
oh,
now we're done.
What are we talking about?
I wanted to talk
We're
about...
here to do a podcast.
We're going to talk about the all or nothing. Because the last time we tried to, our 100% went down.
Can we just turn on the thing and it'll just record it?
No, it doesn't work like that because the podcast, is this recording? Yeah. The podcast needs this audio.
Right, but can we since we recorded the entire podcast, why can't we just put the recording next to that and hit record?
What?
Take your phone, put it right here.
Yeah. Then
hit play.
Yeah.
And it's record.
Yeah, but then we're not going to get video.
We have video from the last time. What are you talking about?
You want me to put the video, but there's only video and audio on that one.
Right.
But
it's like someone calling in. What do you mean?
Oh, I see what you're saying. So play it while...
Right.
I thought you meant just put it next to it, like it was going
to just
get the
put
audio
that
by
and put the mic down, and
osmosis
it's like
or something.
It's already there. We don't have to redo it.
Well, we didn't finish it. We
didn't finish it. I thought it was finished.
We were just yelling about how we didn't record it, and then we just stopped. We were like, it's done.
Oh. Then we should probably redo it.
Okay. How long did that take for you to figure out?
2 minutes and 27 seconds.
All right, not bad. You're quicker.
Quicker.
Okay, so all or nothing, and I don't know what episode this is. I forgot. 23.
I don't know. Somewhere in the 20s,
okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to talk about all or nothing versus the post I had the other day, right? Which, not mine, right? I got it from my reading and all that stuff for the new shirt, so it's nice to kind of bring it out to other people. But an all or nothing mindset versus all or something, meaning you're always doing something, regardless of how small or big that something is, it's still a step towards that goal. So something's always better than nothing.
Right.
Right? But it also can help us kind of move along with our progress when motivation goes away. Because we know that if it's all or nothing, then even the slightest deviation from that plan or the slightest social outing or the slightest food that's not on that plan would make us feel frustrated or that we failed or that, fuck it.
Yeah,
I already just had it, might as well just keep going through the weekend.
Forget it, yeah.
And to kind of reference the post, it was, let's pretend that it's a Friday. Today's a Friday.
Okay.
Right, and most people during the summer do have half days on a Friday.
Yes.
So you're excited, right? A longer weekend. So you get up, you go to work, so you stop at Dunkin' or a Starbucks or whatever you get coffee because all week, Monday through Thursday, you were pretty good.
Yeah.
You ate exactly what you should eat. You went to the gym. You had good night's sleep. Everything was on point. You prepped your food. Everything was just perfect, I guess, in the sense of being perfect on a plan.
Yeah.
Right.
You're all in.
Right. All in. And then Friday, because you're having a good day, half day, you're excited, so you stop. You're like, I didn't have coffee from Starbucks all week. I didn't get anything other than my plan, so I'm going to treat myself to whatever your favorite drink is at Starbucks, right?
Okay.
But then while you're there, you're like, I'll just get a breakfast sandwich. I didn't eat breakfast, so I might as well get a breakfast sandwich on the way to work. Fantastic.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, but then when you get to work, and by the way, you said to yourself that this is it. I'm going to get my coffee and my breakfast sandwich, so I'm good. That's my treat for the week. But then when you get to work, it's a half day, so your coworkers want to go out to lunch. So of course you want to go. You want to be social.
Yeah.
Right? You want to go home and just be by yourself. So you go. Well, you're having a drink, right? So now you have a drink. You order appetizers. You
love this good. Friday.
Right. It's great. Right. But then you leave. Right. It's over. You had a good time. You leave. And on the way home, you're starting to feel bad. You're frustrated. You're a little disappointed that you made all those choices. Not about necessarily the coffee in the morning and the sandwich, but why did you also have to have drinks and whatever you ordered out
At
for lunch.
lunch.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're a little defeated because you're like, well, I screwed up my progress because I held all this. So now you're going out for brunch on Sunday. You're going out with family and friends on Saturday. So now the whole weekend is a wash. And you're like, fuck it. I'll start back on Monday.
Yeah, always.
Right? So now you feel like you're starting back all over again.
Right.
But that's an all or nothing, right? Because all or nothing, you can't have the breakfast sandwich or the latte or going out with your friends. So it leads to this kind of feeling, right? Or
Yeah.
this disappointment that we
You
can
fucked
do it
up or
right.
something. Right.
But if it's all or something, you were good Monday through Thursday.
Yeah.
You had a breakfast sandwich and a latte and you went out with friends. Who cares?
Who cares?
On Saturday, you wake up, you have regular breakfast, you pick up back where you left off. Even if it's not exactly on the plan, you're still doing something towards your goal.
Right.
You're not just giving up and the whole weekend now has to become a wash.
Right.
Right? And then feel like you're starting all over again on Friday. Let's just be clear that coffee
Monday.
and the breakfast Monday,
Yeah.
or that, outing for lunch and drinks did not kill your progress. If
No.
anything, it helped you along because you allowed yourself to be social. You allowed yourself to have foods that maybe you didn't have all week, something different.
Right.
It was exciting. It was tasty, right? You didn't have to make it,
Yeah.
right? It
I
was
like
just
that
nice to
part, too.
order. I didn't have to do it myself. So it felt good. And you should feel good. But that's a way that you can sustain it long term.
Yes.
If you allow yourself to have those types of moments and understand that in a long-term progress, you should be able to have all those things.
Right.
And that kind of goes against the episode that we kind of promoted earlier in the week, like
The good
food
food
versus
and the
bad food.
Right.
Like there is no good food or bad food. Like it didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
certain foods may affect you different ways or make you feel differently. And that could be characterized as feeling good or bad.
Yes.
Right? Because if we get stomach aches and we don't feel good, we feel like throwing up, we get a headache,
Yeah.
you feel shitty, kind of like a hangover, then you
That's-
don't feel good.
Right. That's the bad food
right.
for you personally.
Right. But the food itself was not good or bad. It just affects you differently.
Yes.
And then you know not to have that. So it's kind of exciting that you learn that food no longer agrees with you.
Right.
But it's not bad.
Right.
Right?
I think when people are in the all or nothing kind of thing, that Friday could bleed into the Thursday of the next week, or even the Friday of the next week,
Right.
because they said, and I've done this, so that's why I
Okay.
feel like that happens. Like you're all the way on Monday through Thursday, and then Friday night turns into a shit show or whatever. How you feel because you are not on your day, because you're not you were quote unquote good Monday through Thursday, and if you fuck it up on Friday, then I feel like, well, I don't really want to do this now. Saturday comes, I don't want to do it anymore either. I'll just get back on Monday, and I feel like it's harder to get back on Monday
Well, of course it's harder
because
you
you're in
just
that mindset of all or nothing.
right, because it's all or nothing. Like if I'm not on it 100% of the time, I failed. But an all or something is you don't have to be on it all 100% of the time. Or maybe like an 80-20 rule or 90-10, right? You're on point for 90% of the time, and 10% you do allow yourself to have all the other foods that you don't normally have, or people call indulgences, right? Like
Yeah.
chocolate or whatever the case is. Or even 80-20, 80% you're on,
Yeah.
right? And 20% you kind of allow yourself a little bit of a cheat, quote unquote, or treat, the way
Treat,
we call
a
it, right? The
treat, yeah.
treat meals or treat options. But as long as you're doing something and you're not giving up, you're still moving forward. Just like in a job, just like with the 401k analogy, right?
Yes.
Even a little contribution is still growing,
Right.
right? Versus
Something is better than nothing.
Right. So you're not just giving up because you couldn't put money away one month
Right.
and just say, fuck it, well, I didn't put money away this
That's
month,
it.
so let's just not grow our 401k
Yeah,
anymore.
we're done.
Fuck it, because we failed
We
one
hate
month.
money. We're done.
Right. But that's not the case, right? You keep going, and even the smallest contribution will eventually add up. So same thing here.
So what do you think you would tell people that I went off the rails all weekend long, and now I have to start over? Would you tell them that you're not starting over?
But you're not starting
You're just
over, right?
getting back on whatever you were doing previously.
You got it. I mean, just pick up back where you left off. You're not starting over,
Yeah.
right? The only way you start over is if you're always restricting yourself in a plan, right? Because restrictions lead to indulgences. Right?
Okay,
'Cause if
yeah,
you restrict
yeah,
it, if
for
I
sure.
tell you can't have it, you're gonna want it, even if you don't normally crave that food.
Right.
I am not a chocolate person, but if you told me I can't have sweets, I'm gonna crave chocolate.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? So, I like donuts, right? But if you told me I can't have a donut, that's all I'm gonna want is a fucking donut. So just have the donut, right? And move on. But allowing yourself those types of things will keep you level-headed until the next time you allow yourself to have those things.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not an all or nothing.
So what do you think about if people are all in all the time? So
it's gonna wear you down.
Yeah,
because it's stressful.
It's stressful,
and we already have stressful lives.
No,
jobs are stressful. Days are stressful, right? Your schedules could be stressful, right?
I think that's a dangerous thing to be if you're 100% on it for 3 months.
Think about
I would go off the rails.
Well, think about the
after 3 months.
Right. Think about the pressure you put yourself on to always be on point, and the slightest deviation from that, you feel like a failure, or you feel like you failed.
Yeah, for sure. Because I think before I started eating the way that you taught me to eat, I was doing that intermittent fasting, and there was weeks where I couldn't eat certain vegetables, I couldn't eat certain things, and I hated it so much because I did it for 7 weeks and I was on point for 7 weeks, but then after the 7 weeks were over, there was no way I could sustain that.
But that's the point, right? Think about it. 7 weeks of being nothing but 100%, it wore you down.
It wore me down. I was
right. So maybe someone could do it for 10 weeks. Someone could do it for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Other people could do it for 23 weeks. At some point, you're going to, that pressure is going to get to you. That I just can't be on 100%. Things happen. And then when something happens, it stresses you out.
Yeah, because I did lose a good amount of weight.
Yeah.
I gained maybe half of it back, and then I couldn't get it back off because it was hard for me to go back to that restrictive type of way to live.
So let's talk about what we did prior to us actually recording this, right? I said that I heard an analogy.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it kind of works nicely. If you're in those types of plans where you're constantly restricting something, right? Or you're a low calorie deficit, like a real calorie deficit, like a bad one, meaning what I mean by a bad one is it's too aggressive, too big of a calorie deficit where you can't sustain it, where you feel hungry, or where you feel shitty, right?
Yeah.
But you're losing weight,
500, right?
500 calorie deficit.
That's like a general rule of thumb sort of thing.
But let's say you're in a very restrictive plan or a fad diet and you're losing weight very, very quickly. A lot of that weight can come from water weight. So you're losing water weight, you're not actually losing weight. And you're also losing muscle.
Yeah.
Right? We want our muscle to help us burn fat. Muscle burns fat. Right? So the more muscle someone has, the more calories they can sustain.
Okay.
Right? Because a muscle requires more calories to be maintained.
Okay.
So the more muscle you have, the more calories you can intake.
Yes.
Because that muscle needs it for food.
Okay.
Okay? But you are just now restricting your body from a lot of the nutrients and calories and vitamins and minerals that it needs to be 100%, let's say.
Okay.
All right? So in return, you're restricting it so that way you're losing weight. So yes, you are losing weight and you are losing some fat.
Yeah.
But mostly you're losing water and muscle.
Yeah.
When you can no longer sustain that because of the loss of muscle, and now you're introducing calories back in because you couldn't sustain them anymore.
Yeah.
It comes as twice as fast, right? And we've heard people, and people say it, right? Like, I came back twice as fast.
Yeah.
Like I lost 20 and I put on 25.
Yeah.
The reason being is as soon as you increase the calories back in, you're trying to have your body burn the same amount of calories as it did before, but because of the lack of muscle or the loss of muscle, you're trying to run, an 8-cylinder car with a 4-cylinder engine. It doesn't work. It's a smaller engine, so it doesn't burn as quickly.
I don't know what that means.
Well, think about it. Okay, think of my little Civic.
Okay.
If I put my engine in a Lamborghini,
yeah,
right, it wouldn't be a Lamborghini anymore.
Right.
It wouldn't have the same performance.
Okay.
Right? But I want to get the same performance out of it. And I
Okay.
took out the engine that it gives you the quality performance, right? And I put a smaller engine in. Same with us. We have this higher muscle mass on us, right?
Yes.
But because we're restricting calories in a fat diet, we are losing weight, but we are also losing muscle weight.
Okay. Yeah.
And therefore, you're losing some of that performance power.
Okay.
And now when you're introducing calories back in, because you were so restrictive, you're trying to have your body burn the calories at the same rate as it did before with the higher muscle mass. But because you don't have that muscle, it can't burn it as quickly. So
Okay.
therefore you're putting on weight faster because you can't sustain the calorie burning that you want
Okay.
because you don't have it. You don't have the engine to burn those calories.
Okay. Oh, it's a good one.
Well, it was, like I said, I heard it.
Oh,
And I thought it was good.
okay. You didn't make that up in your head?
I did not
The
make that one.
Lamborghini-
That one exactly, well, the Lamborghini thing was mine.
Oh, yeah.
But the whole smaller engine thing was the whole, the analogy I heard earlier. I
Oh.
just can't remember where. I can't. I remember who said it. I don't know.
Well,
It comes on your feed and that you read and stuff like that. Especially if you read on stuff that your job or how to get better and things like that.
Yeah,
you always
yeah. I
find
get a lot of
ways
fitness
to.
stuff on mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe that if you always do something, even small, right? You may not work 8 hours a day. You may work 3 hours a day. You may work 2 hours a day. Some days you work 12 hours a day.
Yeah.
Whatever, right? The 12-hour day doesn't mean it was more productive than the 2-hour day,
Okay.
right? Even that 2-hour day or 30-minute day, you're still doing something towards that goal.
Right. Yeah,
You didn't
of
just do
course.
nothing towards it, right? You're still trying to move forward in
Yes.
some capacity. It's not always has to be 100% or it can't always be perfect.
No, it
It
can't.
just has to be consistent.
Yes, consistent.
Yeah, and over time you'll get the results that you want.
Because sometimes it's just going to be 50%. Sometimes it's going to be 100%.
Mm-hmm. But you can't be 100% all the time.
No.
No one can, and you're not going to be, right?
No,
Because
it's not-
eventually
it's a
it's going to
terrible
catch up on you.
Yeah, and you're
Why
not
do
gonna be able to
bodybuilders do shows and then have off seasons, right? So they can recover,
Yeah.
so they can rebuild and be better the next time they come on stage. But same with anything, a race,
Yeah.
a football game, a baseball game, a season, hockey, right?
Right.
They get ready for it to be better,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? They can be 100% hockey 365 days a year,
No.
right? So
No.
they need a break. They need
They
that
need a break.
sustainability, but over time it's consistency. So they do have a season, they get better, they have an off season, so on and so forth, so they can mentally recover from the stress they just put themselves through.
Right. I don't think I've run much since Broad Street, and that was in April. But previously, I had trained for it.
Right.
Now I don't want to do it.
You don't have
I don't want
to.
to run right now.
No. But if you try to get ready for another race,
Well, then I would
right
start
now
running
going all in for a week and running 5-6 miles a day, you're gonna burn out. Thinking
Yeah.
that you're gonna run 5-6 miles a day until the race. Right? But if you run a mile a day,
Yeah.
consistently over time, you're going to get more condition. You're going to run 2, you're going to run 3, you're going to run 4, you're going to run 12, and it's not going to feel so exhausting as if I told you right now, go
Got.
on Broad Street right now.
Yeah. I
You're
got
not
it.
going to do it.
No. I don't
So
wanna-
all or something versus all or nothing will get you to the goal, and you don't have to feel that you failed something or feel disappointed with yourself because you had a social life or you had a couple of
You're
things.
gonna have a social
that's
life. I
not off
hope
your
you all
plate.
have a social life.
Yeah, some of us do.
Well, I do
I don't.
for sure.
Hmm.
I think I'm your social life.
This is social. This is the extent of me getting out. I'm at Stride. I went to Phoenixville. So what'd you do today? I went out to Phoenixville. Oh, did you? Yeah.
Can I be in charge of your social life?
Please
Can I
don't.
be? Can I be in charge of your
No,
social
I don't want to. I
calendar?
don't want to go anywhere. No, I don't want anybody to be
What
in
if I
charge of
just
the
put
person.
one thing on there once a month that you have to do?
Like what?
I don't know.
Like what's
I'll
that?
come up with it. I mean, I got you to the beach.
Did you though?
I did. I mean,
Did
go.
you? You made me go,
I
but
feel like
like,
I make you do a lot of stuff.
it
you
was-
don't want
I
to.
think that was a failure on your part. Like I think there was no success in me going to the.
What do you
beach.
mean? Well, no, you were super crabby and whiny
Yeah, I was
about it.
cranky. I hated it.
But
it was
getting
crowded.
you there, I got you there.
Well, you got me there because Tori was kind enough to let us go to Stride down in Avalon and do
Yeah.
a workshop.
But I did get you to the actual beach.
I would have been fine going to the workshop and go home.
I know. Bummer.
No, that was perfect.
No, I
It was
got.
perfect. I saw 4 people.
I saw-
Fantastic.
I can only handle.
You know
4
how
people at a
nice
time.
it was at Avalon? There was like, you had room to park. There was people walking down the street. You had room to walk. And then we get to the next one over and we were fucking bombarded. It was like a fucking...
I'm gonna text Amy and ask her if you and I can come down next week to Sea Isle.
I think this episode is over.
All right.
We're not going anywhere.
Follow us more for Ovi's social calendar.
That's on the next podcast. We're going to talk about what the hell I did when I went to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
But no, here's the thing, right? You go to the beach. What are you going to do? right? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna pack? How are you gonna be prepared, right? The most people don't succeed in what they do because they're not prepared, right?
Yeah.
And anything we do, forget
Preparation
about
is
diets
key.
and
Yeah.
everything. You have to be prepared to be successful. But if you forget your food, if you eat office snacks, if you drink a little bit of water per day, you're not going to get there.
Right.
But if you try to do it all at once, you're also not going to get there. So,
Right.
So, piece by piece.
Yeah.
If I told you right now to eat this much protein, drink this much water, this much carbs, these are the fats, put them all together, how many meals, these are all your calories, you can't drink, you can't eat this, you can't do that, you have to exercise this way, you can't do it that way.
Right.
You're like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is he saying? It is so complicated and it's so exhausting
Yeah.
to do it all at a time, all at once.
That social calendar just got wiped clean.
It's clean.
Sucks.
So build habits. You can't be successful on a plan unless you have the habits to be successful on the plan. If you can't meal prep, that's fine. There
Yeah.
are avenues and prepackaged stuff and all this stuff that you can buy that can work in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
But it cannot be an excuse that you can't do it. No, you can't meal prep. Your schedule's packed.
Yeah.
I get it. But there's
Yeah.
ways around it.
There
There's
is
ways around it.
if you can
right?
find a way around
If
it.
you don't have access to a gym, that's okay. There's a way around it.
Yeah.
How can we utilize what you have to make you more active?
Exactly.
Right? You don't have
That's the something.
Right. You don't have access to all the right foods. That's okay. What foods do you have access to? And how can we make those foods work in our favor? Right?
Yeah.
Because we don't all have the same economic status.
Right.
We don't all make the same money. We don't all live in the same area.
Right.
We might not have gyms, right?
Yeah.
Whatever the case may be. So that's why when we say that every plan is unique, because every situation is unique. Right?
Yes.
And yeah, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, but we don't all have the same access to the same things 24 hours a day.
Exactly. 'Cause
Right.
there are days that are crazier than other days
Right.
to begin with.
Or we just may not have the means to,
Yeah.
right? So to call people out on it or to say that they're failing is wrong. You just have to realize
What we can work with what you have.
you got it, right? And anything that we can do to make your life, your structure, your routine better, build habits around what you have, it'll make your lifestyle, regardless of what it is, a little bit better.
Yeah.
Right? Or you can make progress sustainably over time.
Yeah.
That's why it doesn't have to be perfect. And then that's why when someone's like, well, how can I lose weight? Well, it's not just that easy. Like, I need to know more about you,
Yeah.
right? And how you do things and what your schedule is like,
Yeah.
what you prefer,
Schedule
what you
is a
don't
big
like,
thing.
right? And that's why it's so.
Are you cooking just for you or for an entire
You
family?
got it, right? And what's that have to look like? Are
Yeah.
you going to plan on making 3 different dinners? Because that'd be silly,
Yeah.
right? But understanding all the right things. So here are 3 things you could do to be successful. Easy. 3 things.
You're gonna tell me?
Right now.
All right. I'm excited.
Eat more protein,
Okay.
eat your fiber,
Yeah.
and slow down.
Slow down for what?
When it comes to workouts.
Are you telling me personally?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
just in general.
I
Fiber
feel like
helps.
you said that to me today.
Water helps. Slowing down helps. And what I mean by slowing down is as we get older, right, and certain things change within our bodies, right, our physiological, right, makeup changes. Putting your body through extra stress where it's already going through stress by, let's say, high intensity workouts all the time,
Yeah.
all right, or high cardio all the time without strength training. That's what I mean by slow down.
Okay.
You can be more efficient on burning fat by slowing down.
Okay.
Put your body through less stress to give it more success.
Okay. Like a little.
Like a poet.
Yeah.
Like a little fitness poet. Or here's another 3 that go within the same line. Maximize your protein,
All right.
strength train, and slow down.
Wait, what was the strength?
Maximize your protein, more strength training, and slow down.
Okay. That one doesn't rhyme.
That one does not rhyme. I couldn't find one that rhymed there. All right, we have to record another episode.
All right.
Peace.